Previously on Tomb Raider Chronicles. But yeah, we have this submarine, we have this very awful skybox, and we have this, which, yeah, I don't know what's to do with this, but whatever. And with that, our stories continue. Welcome back, everyone, to the Tomb Raider Marathon. I'm Jonathan Wolf, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be continuing on with Tomb Raider Chronicles as we move on to level 5, which is the second level of the Russia chapter, which is the Submarine. So with that said, let's get started. Now, before we begin, I'm actually going to show a cutscene that, unfortunately, I cannot rewatch unless I redo the last level, but thankfully I recorded before stopping the last record, so yeah, let's go ahead and enjoy it.
An unwelcome addition to our little assignment. Leonid, if you would escort this lady to the brig.
Your little assignment? You have no idea what your mafia-financed assignment is, do you, Admiral?
Young lady, who you are and what you know is of very little concern to me. If I was captain of my ship, I might listen to you, but unfortunately the situation I find myself in doesn't allow me that privilege. So if you would be quiet and hurry along like a good little girl. Inside, please.
You're making a grave mistake. You know that?
Under no circumstances open this door. Do you understand?
Wow, it took that long to finally discover us. Also, how did they discover us? Like, did they notice that one of the Duke Nukems was missing, or what? That seems very odd. Oh well. So much for this being a stealth level, you know? Metal Gear. I guess the submarine is not a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. Okay, so as you can see, we start in this dormitory of these soldiers, and holy crap, that's a lot of beds. Like, my god. How many people do we need in just one submarine? Like, my god. Now, you may also notice that we have these 4 handles. However, this handle right here is a bit off. And, well, by pressing the action button, we can actually remove this handle to have a makeshift crowbar, which is awesome. And once you have this crowbar, we want to go to this area, which is catacorner, to where we start the level. And we can actually open this ventilation grate, so we can actually access the ventilation shaft. And yeah, now we're going to do some ventilation action in this little submarine. And I have to say, I actually really like how this ventilation system looks. It looks pretty awesome. I will say right now that this is probably one of my favorite levels in the game. Although there's a lot of things about this level that, once again, are very meh. Also, you may notice there's something missing in our holsters, and that is because they took all of our weapons, including all the ammunition. Now, the only thing they kept was the med packs and the one flare I have, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I guess this is your weaponless level, except that unlike the other weaponless levels like Natless Mines, Offshore Rig, and not Area 51, High Security Compound, I would say this one is on par with. Honestly, I would say this is on par with Offshore Rig. If I were to rank the weaponless levels from worst to best, I would say Offshore Rig. Actually, no. I would put Natless Mines in second worst. Then I'm going with this, and then we have And then we have high security compound. Now that being said, there is actually another weaponless level in this game, and it's probably one of the most infamous levels in the entire franchise, but oh, we'll get to those levels. Trust me. Okay, so here we got this crawl space, and we want to go down backwards. Now, this whole place is actually climbable. Also, I did not mean to pull up. And basically, if you see down there, there's actually an opening down here in the shaft. And yeah, we actually want to go down here because down here we can actually claim the first secret of the level. Which is, you guessed it, another golden rose. Or gold rose. Even though it looks like cheese. Which, funny enough, in the PC version, they actually look more golden, which is pretty awesome. Now, we also have this broken fan down there. However, if you fall down there, yeah, you're gonna die, so be careful with that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to this side. And you may also notice that Lara pulled up from the ladder into a crawling position, which means, so yeah, in this game, we can finally crawl up or go up in a crawl space through a ladder, which, you know, considering this is the 5th game and also the last game of this kind, took you long enough, Core. I swear, the elements that, like, there's a lot of things about this game there's a lot of elements that they introduced in this game, which is very unfortunate because this game is really short, and also it's the last game of this type of gameplay, so yeah, that is very weird. Okay, so here we got another area we can back off, and we also have these cables, which I have no idea why they're dangling since they're not going to reach us, but oh well. But yeah, as you can see, to my left there's a ladder, and that is actually the way to go. However, we want to go over here to the first opening first, or the opening in the middle, because down here in the shaft, we do have some items we want to get. Now in this shelf, I believe we got a small med pack, or maybe it's the other one. But I do know that in this room, there's 2 shelves, and only one of them has an item, which is that one. And yeah, that shelf has nothing, but if you want to inspect it, be my guest. However, the most important thing we want to get is in this drawer, because in this drawer, we got a battery minus. And this is one of 4 items we need to finish the level. Because yeah, as you may have noticed, we are in a submarine. And we basically have to, once again, get to the bottom of the ocean to collect an artifact. However, I guess Lara decided to have common sense and actually go to the bottom of the ocean without with actually having a diving equipment or oxygen that will allow us to, you know, breathe underwater. But I guess because we're in Russia, she decides to do it or something. I don't know, man. Lara's weird. Also, we got a cutscene, so let's enjoy some very beautiful dialogue.
Then it is true. We are before the stricken U-boat. Now we find if its cargo is still intact. Prepare your divers.
And are we to be told what we search for?
Enough to locate it, but beyond that, I fear it may be too much for your limited intellect to grasp.
Perhaps too much for my trusted comrade, but perhaps not for this spy we have located on board.
A spy? I trust you disposed of him.
Not him, her. Yes, we are forced to run with the wolves, but we shall not kill indiscriminately like they.
Fool! I shall dispose of her when I return. Move the sub to position, quickly, comrade.
Take her 5 degrees astern, quarter power, and bring her to a full stop. Attention all dive crews! Report to your stations immediately.
Alright, so our presence has been notified to the, I guess, captain of the submarine. Even though it's a mafia boss. Yeah, that's actually weird. Like, we have to deal with this mafia guy trying to get the artifact, which I guess they already spoiled it in the FMV that I showed back in the last level. But yeah, we're basically going to the bottom of the ocean to get the Spear of Destiny. And yes, it's the same Spear of Destiny as that one Wolfenstein game. So there you go. Okay, so down here, as soon as we open this hatch, we're gonna go into the kitchen. And as you can see, we got this guy over there. And basically what we have to do is we have to take him out without being noticed. So we have to do some Lara Croft Solid action. Now that being said, if you get near him by running, yeah, this guy will actually notice you. And basically, if this guy spots you, what you can do, or what you have to do to reset him or de-aggro him is just go back to the vent, crawl up to here-ish, and then just go back. Also, I tried to do the roll from the remasters, but nope. But yeah, let's eject. And as you can see, this guy's now reset. And yeah, basically, in order for you to get near him, what you want to do is you want to walk. And basically, you want to walk until you get behind him. And once you get behind him... You know, if you want to cut yourself, you might as well... Okay, you know what? Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to go there because that is a serious topic that Looney Tunes love to make fun of. Stupid. But yeah, basically you want to get behind him and use the action button to get into your inventory, and you want to use the crowbar. I guess he was peeling... You know what? Let's put it this way. He was peeling an invisible potato. Also, he disappears, which means that, yeah, that simple whack just killed him. That is pretty insane. But by killing him, he drops a bronze key, which goes into this door. But yeah, old school Looney Tunes. Man, back in the day when shooting yourself in the head with a gun was actually funny. Nowadays, it's a very serious topic that needs to be taken seriously. Okay, so in this storage area, on the right shelf, we have a silver key, which goes into the other locked door that was in the kitchen. However, the most important thing about this room, besides the key, is what's in this drawer. Because in this drawer, we can reclaim our pistols. Which, you know, you may think that the Admiral will actually have our weapons, but doesn't seem to be the case. But yeah, here's where we can actually use the silver key. And as soon as we get into this next room, we are going to fight some people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stay over here and then I'm just going to do the good old days of side jumping. But yeah, in this level we have two types of enemies. We have a guy with a, I guess with an Uzi, and we also have a guy with a, with dual Desert Eagles, which is pretty awesome. Now, eventually, this guy will come out of the bathroom, and we can actually kill him, which is awesome. And I believe this guy, yes, he drops some shotgun shells, which we can actually get in this level, or we can actually get the shotgun in this level. Now, in the bathroom, there's no items. So yeah, there's pretty much nothing we can do in here. And right next to the bathroom, we have a valve door that we can open by spinning the wheel, similar to the doors in Tomb Raider 2. However, we're not going to go there yet. Instead, we're going to go to the other side, which is to the left side when we enter the dining hall. Now, in these hallways, eventually we're going to fight a guy. Now, we are also going to find these doors where you need the swipe card. However, we're not going to get a swipe card in this level. So, yeah, don't even bother trying to find one. But yeah, right here we got this guy with dual Desert Eagle clips, or dual Desert Eagle. Now, the good thing about these guys is that, unlike the guys from Tomb Raider 4, where you can actually just run around, where you can't run around them, these guys are back to how they were in Tomb Raider 3, which they can still track you, but they have to turn if you are behind them, which is awesome. But yeah, here we got another valve door, and yeah, with that said, let's go up the stairs, or up the ladder, and we're gonna take our pistols again because now we gotta fight 2 more guys. So in this area, we got a guy with some Desert Eagles, and we also have this guy with an Uzi. And I wanted to kill the guy with an Uzi first, but damn you, auto lock. Now the guy with the Desert Eagles, he drops the shotgun, which is awesome because now we're gonna use this guy for the rest of the level. And yeah, as you can see, here we got the storage area, which which I think is the same storage area that we were back in the beginning of the level. Yeah, we're actually sitting in here, and this is where the Admiral took us. So yeah, and considering that we had to crawl through a vent to get back to this area from where we started, man, we just walked a long way to get to our starting position in the levels. So yeah, kind of like, I guess the Admiral also gave us a tour or something, so that's awesome. Okay, but in the top of the storage area, between these crates, we have an Aqualung. Yeah, the Aqualung. And this is the second of the 4 items we need to finish the level. Now, on top of this crate, we also have a large med pack, and right below, you may notice that we have we had this darker wall, but you also may notice we have a crack on the side. And you can actually use the crowbar, similar to how you could in the Desert Railroad level, to open a secret compartment and get access to the second secret. Which is awesome. Also, I was mistaken. I said that this level had 2 secrets. No, this level actually has 3. It's actually the next 2 levels that don't have 3 secrets. So yeah, I was actually mistaken. Okay. But yeah, now that we got the Aqualung, now what we want to do is we want to go back to the dining room, or the dining hall, and essentially go to the valve door that we saw that is back here. So yeah, now we can actually go into this area right here, which is awesome. Alright, now I'm going to prepare my shotgun just in case. Also, we're going to get this crazy music, and basically in this area we got this guy. But we can just kill him pathetically easy. Now, in this room, I believe all of these searchable things have nothing. So yeah, we got this drawer that has nothing. We got the shelf that I'm pretty sure has nothing. And then the shelf on my right that has nothing. Yeah, I think this one is actually an area that has nothing. But just in case. Just in case. Yeah, there's nothing. Okay, now if we go back and we continue over here, you may notice that we have a ladder to the left, and we also have a pathway to the right. Now, the pathway to the right is going to be a return path from this area, because if we go up if we land on this box, you may notice that you can kind of see it, but there's actually a handle on this hatch, and we can actually grab it to open the hatch and get onto this ventilation system. So yeah, we can actually open the trapdoor similar to how we did in Tomb Raider 4, which is awesome. And then what you want to do is we just want to crawl to the other side of this ventilation shaft. Now, you may also notice that we actually go up these little ramps into these little vents, or these little fan blades. And what you want to do is you want to get up on the third one, because to the right there is an opening that contains the third and final secret of the level, which is awesome. Alright, and with that, we made it to the end. And here we can open another hatch. Now, as soon as we drop down here, I'm going to prepare my shotgun, because this door is going to open with this guy. So let's kill him real quick. And then we want to inspect this drawer, because this drawer will give us the battery plus. So yeah, we got the battery minus and the battery plus. And we can combine both batteries to create the suit battery. And this is one of two key items that we can actually use, that we have to use to finish the level. Now over here we also got these two shells, but both of them have nothing, so we can just ignore them. And yeah, as you can see over here, we are back in this area that I mentioned. So yeah, it was actually a return path. Now I'm pretty sure that the guy was... I'm pretty sure the guy spawns when you get to the other side, but I don't know if he's there if you go to that area from this direction, or when you first get to this point. But yeah, now that we got the items, we can now go down into this ladder and into the final area of the level. Okay, so here we got a valve door. However, we also got this guy, and he drops some white shot shotgun shells. And I believe here we have... Oh no, we have another bedroom, which is not the same one that we were at, because you can see we got four handles. So yeah, this is actually yet another bedroom. It's like, my God, there's even more people in this freaking boat. Good Lord. Now on the other side, to the right, to the left, there is a small med pack. And now that we're done with that, we want to go back into this valve door. And this, yeah, as you can see, we got this torpedo room. Let's make sure this is not... Actually, no, because our friend actually told us that this was actually a nuclear submarine, or I guess a nuclear. But yeah, the guy that was in the FMV intro, which is Charles Kane. Yeah, he told us the info about the submarine, which I actually do have a fun fact about that character. However, I'm going to mention it in the next level, just because, let's just say the next level, I want to find an excuse to extend the video length. Let's just put it that way. Okay, now once you get over to this point, this is the final room of the level. Now, as soon as we enter, we want to go to the far door on the right, because here we have a guy with dual Desert Eagles. And yeah, we're just going to kill him real quick just to get him out of the way. And then, I don't know if there's actually a guy in this room. No, there isn't. Okay. Okay, so you may also notice that we have two valve doors that are shut. Now, the first one we're going to open is this one right here, which is the closest one to the right as we enter. Or I guess the closed door, on the right. And here we got this guy. And, oh, I ran out of shotgun ammo. Wow. Awesome. and this guy that we killed, first off, he's actually the last enemy of the level, but he also drops the suit console. And we can combine the suit console with the Aqualung to have the complete suit console. Now, for some reason, we cannot combine it with a suit battery, but oh well. It really doesn't matter. All right, let me prepare the white shot just in case. 6 shotguns or 6 shells. But now that we got the suit console and the suit battery, now we can actually go into this valve door over here. And when we enter this door, you may notice we have this suit right here. And you may also notice that, yeah, in the other rooms, we got these suits that are closed in. But you may also notice that we have the suits with something in their chest. However, you may notice that this one has nothing in its chest. And well, that is because this is where the suit console and the suit battery goes. So yeah, let's go ahead and put both of these items. And as soon as we put the suit battery, we're actually going to finish the level. So before we do that, let's go ahead and inspect what we got. So we got all 3 secrets, and our final statistics should be 15 out of 36 secrets. So we are good to go. All right, so let's go ahead and use the suit battery, and let's finish the level. Although we do have a cutscene, so let's enjoy it.
Time to turn the tables.
God, those slides look so scary. That is some freaky shit, man. Good lord. There we go. That is it for the submarine. Now, I'm not going to put the statistics because, yeah, we're not going to get another cutscene as we begin. But we are now on the bottom of the ocean. And next time we meet on the Tomb Raider Marathon, we're going to be moving on to what is by far the most disappointing level in the entire classic series. And that is Deep Sea Dive. Now you may be wondering, John, why is this level disappointing? Well, if you see the video length when this level comes up, you might understand why. But with that said, I'm not going to spoil it because in case you've never played this game. And yeah, with that said, we're just going to end it up here. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching this episode of the Tomb Raider Marathon. Next time we meet, we're going to be starting the second half of the Russia chapter because, yeah, the Russia section of this game is the only section that has 4 levels. So, yeah. But yeah, with that said, I'm Jonathan Wolf, and I will see you all in Deep Sea Dive. Take it easy, everyone.